We are We Talk would like to remind you, before you watch this video, to like, comment, and subscribe.
If you have any topics that you want us to talk about, make sure that you comment them down below.
Hit the notification bell, and now, on to the video.
Alright, so, like I was saying, I think that, for me at least, I would much rather be a man than a woman. And I really enjoy everything about being a man except having balls. And I think, well, it's definitely because, like, balls are so inconvenient. Like, as a woman, you may not understand, okay?
And that's why I want you to explain this to me.
So, first off, they're just a target, right? They're just this vulnerable thing that you're like, that you got swinging around between your legs. Like, sometimes you sit on them, and sometimes you just like, they're just in a weird position. Like, okay, so I'll be like laying on my side trying to go to sleep, and then there are just some days when my balls are just like all weird, and then I gotta keep like adjusting them to like, to be able to go to sleep. So it's like, it's very inconvenient. And you know,
what purpose do balls serve?
I mean, that's where the sperm is.
We need to go to health class.
No, aside from, because, kind of comparing them to having breasts. Breasts can be inconvenient and get in your way, this, that, and the third, if you have big ones or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that we need breasts to, feed the babies. You couldn't put your sperm somewhere else.
See, look.
You like, no.
Because sperm are temperature sensitive, so that's why they're separate from the body, because if they were inside the body, it'd be too hot.
Yeah. They're, so when it's hot, balls are all like droopy. And then when it's cold, they like shrivel up to be closer to the body to be warm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you just learned something.
Okay.
But also, like, balls are in that area where it's just like, it gets hot, it gets sweaty, it gets smelly. Like, they're just, and they're not the best things to look at. Like, they're just down there all frumpy.
Yeah, I agree.
So, like that, I think that's my one issue with being a man, just having balls.
Okay.
So I was thinking about that. I think about that a lot, actually.
Will your balls bother you that much that you think about it a lot?
Well, no. It's like I've been a guy all my life, so it's just like, it's just one of those things that you think of every now and again, like, man, my balls are just kind of annoying right now. And then you think that enough times, and you're like, balls are kind of inconvenient.
You have any ball issues? Okay.
Like, have you ever been like just hit in the balls lightly, just on accident by something, and then you're just like, oh no.
Really?
Like,
It's like, even a light hit in the balls?
Yeah. See, the other day, it's hot, so I've been wearing a lot of shorts at work.
Mm-hmm.
The other day, I jumped off of something, and just when I jumped, my balls like swung and then slapped into my leg, and then I was just like, oh. Like,
wow.
And so I'm just like, okay, like that, that's just
Maybe
part of
you need
it.
to wear underwear that is a little bit more form-fitting, so your balls ain't just
See,
swinging.
I wear boxer briefs because I feel like it's the perfect blend of like security and also.
Well, clearly it didn't do their job that day.
Well, look, all right, those pair were like kind of old and just kind of loose because they're just been worn, and so like it is what it is. It happens. It's just a part of like being a man.
I guess. I wouldn't know, but I guess.
But you just have to be careful. There was one time when I was 10 when I thought I was being cool by like hopping on my bike and I was just gonna like go off.
That made me cringe when you even said that.
Yeah, so I hopped on it and I landed on my balls and
You hop right back off too.
oh man, I was floored. I was on the ground for a bit. That sucked.
To me, the only inconvenience is like, it's just there all the time. So like, you just, I don't know, like, you gotta be conscious. It could just be out.
Wait.
Out where? What do you mean that they just be out?
Like, you could be, like, you could, like, whenever you take a picture, you gotta, like, oh,
You
is
gotta
there
do a
a
ball
print?
check?
Like,
Yeah.
you gotta be like, is there a pee-pee print in this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. How tight are your pants, buddy?
Depends on the day.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, well, yeah, there you go. But I don't know. I was talking to Isaac about this, and he agreed with me on that. And he said that another inconvenience of being a man is just like random erections.
Yeah, I would think that would be an inconvenience.
I don't let that bother me.
That stopped.
Like to me, it's not that inconvenient. Because like, it depends on the pants. If I'm wearing shorts, like that's a problem. But like, if it,
It seems like you having all kind of problems in the shorts.
Right.
yeah, when things are just too loose down here, man, there's all kinds of stuff happening.
Put on some pants.
But when I have on like jeans or whatever, you know, it is what it is. Like because everything is like adequately contained,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And so if you see a print or something, like why are you looking, you know?
Okay.
And that's just my thought on it. Jay, you look uncomfortable. You're out. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Thanks for that. I would punch you in the mouth. All right. So
Why is your mouth hurt?
Because I just woke up.
yeah, his mouth hurts because he just woke up. So
Oh.
you know how that.
I had my
how that
wisdom
be.
teeth out. And so now I'm feeling pain until the medicine kicks in.
Yeah, Jay was getting high out here. It just hasn't kicked in yet.
So that experience was very interesting.
If you want to talk about it, I don't think he wants to talk that much because his mouth hurts.
There's nothing really for me to talk about. I was really scared because I was like, I'm not going to wake up.
So hey, it happens.
But they took me back there and I sat down and then they're like, how are you? And I was like, I'm good. And then they're like, okay, here's this laughing gas. And I was like, okay. We getting straight to the point. And so they put it on me and they were like, breathe through your nose and it'll help it like get into you better. And I was like, okay. So I'm like sitting there like, and like I can like feel myself like dazing, like I like kind of feel myself like, I'm like, I don't feel about normal right now. Like I'm a little lighter. And then they started to do my IV, and then I was like, ooh, what's going on? What's going on down there? And they put it in, and the thingy got twisted.
Wait, what? The tube thing?
So they had to like fix it, and I was like, part of me was scared, but then also I was like, and then they put these like clamps on my wrist or something, I think. I don't really know, but they felt.
You kept calling it an alligator clamp.
I know.
But I don't know what you remember from.
They put these clamps on my wrist, and it felt like cold alligator mouths, just like on my wrist. And like, oh my gosh! At one point, I got so scared because like I could like see myself. Like I was like above me, like looking at the scene. I was like, and well, I couldn't like. It's not like I was like looking down. It was just more like I was like, why am I like so aware of like of me? Like I can like
some of those kind of drugs.
see.
Really? I don't think I messed with that astral projection stuff.
Laugh.
You ain't seen Insidious?
Right.
And then I started laughing because I was scared. Because I was like, I don't think this should be happening. And then I couldn't stop laughing. And then, that's all I remember. And then I woke up in this other room. And Mom was in there. And I was like, did I make it? And then, we went home. And literally the surgery itself was like, not even an issue, not even a problem, not even an issue. But then the aftercare sucks. Because like, your mouth just won't stop bleeding. Like you'd be like, oh, maybe it's done. And then it'd be like, nope. And then you can't eat anything.
What have you been eating? Just applesauce?
I ate solid food yesterday. But on the day of surgery, I couldn't eat solid food. So I had applesauce and like ice cream. And soup. I don't even freaking like soup like that. Like, soup is not that good to me. There's not like a type of soup that is just like, oh, like I want that soup. Plus, like, if it has like add-ins in it, like you can't chew.
That's what I was saying. I'm like, man.
Oh, and oatmeal. I had oatmeal too.
See, oatmeal's good. I don't like soup that is only soup. Like I like chicken noodle soup or you know.
Yeah,
like,
you don't like this brothy type of soup. You want
yeah, I don't want to just drink dinner. Like I like eating things.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
And so yeah, but yesterday, I could eat solid food again for the most part. Just had to be really careful. So, I managed to eat hot dogs yesterday and oatmeal. And oatmeal wasn't solid food, but that's just how I started my day. And that's it, I think. No, and I had breakfast.
We had cheesecake too. Did we mention that?
I had cheesecake too, but that was on the first day. The crust was hard to eat, but the rest was fine. But I had breakfast yesterday, so I had hash browns and eggs and pancakes. And I was able to eat it carefully.
Eat everything carefully.
And then, oh my gosh, I wanted to rinse my mouth out so bad because it tasted like blood and like medicine. Oh my gosh, another really gross thing is that sometimes I'd just be getting vile taste in my mouth and I'm like, oh, I must be bleeding. But it's like the medicine, like secreting out of my mouth. It's like nasty.
You know you have to put a dog down once it tastes blood, right? So, I don't know, maybe...
Why are you calling my child a dog?
Hey, bro. You're the one who said that. I said dog. You're the one who brought your child into it. I was just spitting facts out here.
Whatever. So you had made a video on the way, on the car ride home that you didn't remember saying some of the stuff, and I thought that was funny. Because you were pretty loopy. And you sounded crazy.
To you.
Yeah,
I
to
knew.
anybody else.
I knew what was going on. I was singing. Okay.
So, what did you want to talk about, Mom?
I want to talk about how you guys feel about monogamy.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to bring up the Candace Owens thing.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that
Is
first.
that that one, Black Lady?
Yes.
Yeah, in the sunken place.
I mean, I've never heard of her prior to coming across that video.
She's in the sunken place.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that, okay, so the fact that she said, basically, being a trans person is like being a schizophrenic. And that, you know, basically trans is a mental issue. And I felt like that was offensive, but I want to hear what you have to say about this.
I could see she knows what I already think about that. I mean, I see why like you would take it as offensive, and the way that she put it was offensive. But like gender dysphoria, I think it's dysphoria. Gender dysphoria is like an actual mental thing.
Okay, but what she's saying is that like gender dysphoria is when your body doesn't connect to your mind. So your mind could be like the opposite of what you are, and your body's not connecting to you, which it makes you experience dysphoria.
I mean,
What
but
she
it's
was,
a mental thing.
yeah, but what she was saying is that like, if you want, it doesn't matter if there's that disconnect, because even if you say so, you should live your life as what you are, or else like you're crazy. And like, she basically compared it to like someone thinking they're Superman, and like being like, oh well, if you think you're Superman, like I'm not gonna walk around calling you Superman. And basically what she was saying is like, oh, if you think you're trans, then I'm not gonna use the pronouns you want me to use, because that's just me feeding into your
You're crazy.
yeah.
Yo, okay, so when we were talking about trans people for that one video, I was gonna start it off like when we were doing the introduction. I was gonna say I'm God, and you guys have to call me God now because I think I'm God. And that was like just like an extreme way of making a point, and it's the point that she's like trying to make. So it's like I see what she's saying. I see why people like took it the wrong way, because she was being like very like harsh and
they
offensive
took it
about
the wrong way.
I mean, well, not.
She meant to be offensive.
Well, yeah. So
She
What
meant
other
to be
way are you
nasty.
supposed to take it?
I mean, I don't know. Like,
I've never seen this woman before in my life. And
But
I think
she's
she's just a nasty, vile person just from those few minutes of me watching her. I
yeah,
was
she's really
so,
like not cool.
I was
Like,
so offended
Bro,
by
that's
this.
I don't know.
And like the one lady who was on there with her was like, that's what people said about gay people.
She wasn't on there with her. She was giving commentary to the video.
Oh, well, she was.
Because the guy that was actually interviewing with her, it was like he felt the same way. It was a very short clip that I
My
watched.
thing is, like, just like be respectful. Like, I don't care if you think that it's a disease and they're schizophrenic or whatever. Like, using someone's correct pronouns is like really important. Like, we were talking about dysphoria earlier, and like dysphoria for some people can be like deadly. And like we even touched on it in the last episode, like when people don't respect trans people, then trans people die. And so basically you like joking around saying that, like, or not even joking, just being like disgusting and basically just saying that it's all mental issues is like gross and irresponsible and disrespectful.
So wait, when you say like when people don't use the correct pronouns, trans people die, or when people don't respect trans people die, or whatever. Like, are you saying that people are killing them, or that the trans people are killing themselves?
Both.
No,
Like,
I'm
both.
I mean, but somebody killing a trans person, I can feel for that. Like, you know, that's messed up. Like a trans person killing themselves,
Okay, so you don't feel
Y'all
like
be,
bullying and
yeah,
stuff
like,
that
no.
too?
Like, I don't.
I mean,
Look, I don't think that if you're being bullied, like, look, I feel like suicide is like never the way unless you're already like dying of, you know, something.
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like, you know, I used to say like, oh, it's the coward's way out. I feel like that's harsh now, but I do feel like you're just like running away from the problem when you should be like dealing with it in another way.
But have you ever experienced bullying? Like, have you ever been bullied?
Sure, like never to the point where like
Yeah, but
I was like really concerned
what
about
did you
it.
get bullied over?
Just for being in a place. Like, when I was, I might have been a freshman, maybe a sophomore, there was this dude who was a senior. His name was like Martez or Martel or Mar something. And he would just like pickle me for no reason. Well, I had a mouth. Like, I ain't never cared if nobody was bigger than me. Like, I would always just like talk my stuff, you know? And so he probably didn't like that. And like, so he would always mess with me and I would always like say stuff back. And then I remember one time in the hallway, he just came up to me, and I was like, with a friend of mine, and then he just grabs me and like pushes me up against the lockers. And he was big too, and of course, like, I was small then. I'm still small, but, you know, whatever. So like, I was trying to like get him off me, and then he just like put me on the ground, and I'm just like, I'm helpless. Like, I can't do anything. And then he just like let me go and walked away. And I'm like, Martez. Like, and I just get up and like go about my day. But like, so that sucked, but it wasn't like a super frequent thing.
See, but like my thing is like, these people aren't just getting bullied like at school. Like the whole society, they're being bullied by society.
Yeah.
Like people want to fight over where trans people can pee, trans people can't join the military. People.
Yo, be happy you don't have to join the military.
But
like,
some people want to, and it's like,
hey, bro,
your right is being taken away from you. Like, if you don't vote, and you...
Is it a right to join the military?
A right to fight for your country.
So like, yeah, it's a privilege for some people to, I don't know how I feel about all that.
I feel like if I got drafted into the military, I'd be kind of salty.
Yeah, because you didn't want to
don't
go.
want to,
but there are
right.
some people who want to go and can't go because they're trans.
I mean, I don't know. Look, like,
even if you don't vote, I bet you'd still be pretty ticked off if the government was like, we taking your right to vote.
I don't vote and I wouldn't care. So,
It's
yeah.
it's like the principle though.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, look, I don't know.
See, but you don't care about anything though.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like, you don't count. Literally, you don't count because
You
you
don't
care about what
care.
you.
Oh, so
care about.
I'm being invalidated just because of the way that I am. Are you saying that I have some sort of mental condition or something?
No, I'm saying that you only care about what you want to care about, and that's how it's been from the beginning of time.
And that's what it will probably always
Mr.
be.
Pacifier.
I feel like everybody should be that way though. I feel like, you know, why care about things that you don't want to care about or whatever, you know? Like if you're not interested in something, like why even waste the mental energy thinking about it?
No,
Like,
just because you aren't interested doesn't mean that other people aren't interested.
I mean, I'm saying like, you know, I don't know. People get so concerned about like the starving children in other places or whatever. It's like, hey, I gotta eat. Like, I gotta make sure I'm eating.
They can't do anything for themselves, so if nobody's thinking about them, they just die. Like,
Hey, bro, it's a cruel world.
Why y'all looking at me like?
Hey, man, this is a family conversation.
It
What's
is,
up?
fam. What's up?
What's up, fam? What's up?
I feel like at the end of the day, you can be worried about yourself, but also use like what
Some
you
compassion
have to
about
help
other
other people. Because if you only looking out for yourself, then like that's hard.
See, all right, and I tell this story. I might have even told it on video. I don't remember. But the last time I donated, okay, so the last time I gave money to a good cause. You know how when you're checking out at Walmart or whatever, and it's
Yeah.
like, do you want to donate money for hungry kids or whatever? I don't know what it is. So I was just feeling good that day. I was like, that was the very first day of my vacation, right? So I had left work, came here, and then I was leaving here to go to the store, and then I was going to go home and just be on vacation for a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling good. I'm like, yeah, man, I'll help out some hungry little kids. So I donated like either $1 or $5. You know, I'm not giving that much. But so I have all my food for my vacation. I'm like, yeah, like I'm so excited. I get in my car. As soon as I like start pulling out the parking lot, snap, snap, my freaking wheel comes off. And in my mind,
You equated giving to hungry children to your wheel coming
see,
off?
I have not. That was in September, right? So that was almost a year ago. I have not donated money since
Let's
because
try an experiment. When you go to the store today,
you got me effed up. You gonna pay for my car? Yo, but in my mind, that was Satan punishing me for doing a good deed. I won't do it again.
But you do good deeds all the time.
I'm not giving money.
You are
You give
hilarious.
gifts at Christmas.
I give gifts. Look, I'm not giving gifts to strangers.
But my thing
I'm
is,
giving gifts to people that I like and that I really like care for, because like it makes me feel good when you guys feel good. So it's all selfish.
See, but that's like.
It's all selfish.
But the fact that you feel good from us feeling good, that's like.
But if you think about it, it's actually a net positive for me, because if you feel better about me, then that means that our relationship is better, and that means I get more enjoyment out of the relationship that we have.
you know
So
that you
it could all
are
be
a
framed
very-
selfishly.
a very smart and a very intelligent young man, right? You're very logical. You know that what you just said makes no sense.
Look, this is
doesn't.
how I live
Okay,
my life.
wait. But then again, so in my mind, if you believe in the devil, then you believe in God. So you believe that the devil was punishing you. So you believe in God.
I don't know. No. When I say the devil, I don't. Sometimes I feel like I believe in the devil more than I believe in God,
Well,
which is more than zero.
More than zero.
But I don't know. I've always been like fascinated by like the devil and demons, just because it's like.
because you're. Oh, let me shut up. That was nice.
No, guys, say it. Air it out. Come on.
No, we all know what she's about to say.
Yeah,
She say it any chance she can get, any opportunity.
No, but I don't know. I've just always had a fascination with villains and whatever stories I am reading or watching or whatever. So it's like, yeah, the devil is like the ultimate villain. But I don't know, like that stuff has just always fascinated me. It's hard to explain because I really don't believe in the devil, but I believe in like,
Evil?
I guess.
Ooh, which is okay. So, with that being said, so you believe in evil, but when I discuss with you the difference between evil and being mental, evil
I mean,
versus mental. I mean, you made it seem like that everything evil was because.
But I'm
of
not.
mental
I didn't
illness.
say everything evil. In that instance, I was talking about like in a person. But when I'm thinking of evil, I'm thinking of like a cosmic force, like the cosmic force of chaos, almost.
So, but you're saying a person can't exhibit the cosmic force of chaos?
Okay, we already talked about that topic. We're moving on to this
no,
topic.
we're not. Because
Yes, we are.
I don't agree. I've had to change of thought. And I can talk about anything I want to.
You don't agree, but that's his belief. Like,
No, and we can discuss this. And I can try to sway him to my side.
you don't have to, because he's Bubby. He ain't
I mean,
swaying.
it's whatever. Like I'm curious as to what she's gonna
Because
say.
I feel like, saying that all evil people have mental illness is the same thing as it's kind of the same comparison of saying the trans people are schizophrenic. No, I don't believe that. I feel like people are. I don't care about you over there.
I don't understand how you got to that point.
Well, it's not
Let
for you to
her
understand.
explain.
I feel like some people are just evil. I don't feel like they are like they are schizophrenic or whatever. I just think that some people are just evil. Some people just like doing bad things.
I mean,
And I don't feel like we should say, okay, well, just because you like to do bad things, we're going to classify you as crazy. No, you're just evil.
I think I really kind of think that it's like a spectrum, right? So if you imagine like being evil on this side and then just being crazy on the other side, like people fall like in between there. But occasionally there are people just like on either ends of that
I
spectrum.
can accept that.
And so like I'm sure there are people who are just like evil for the sake of it, And they're like totally sane. They're like of their right mind, and they just like doing bad stuff. That seems like it'd be an interesting person, not to like interact with, but
Like their want oversees their moral judgment sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like rich people.
I mean, some people
Not
just
like
don't.
all rich people, but like some of y'all rich people just don't be caring about.
See, some poor people don't be caring about people. I don't care about people. Like, so you know, you can't just say
I know,
like,
but
oh,
I'm not,
rich
what I'm
people.
saying is like, that's why I said not all rich people. I'm talking about like mega corporations. They don't, as long as they're getting their check, they don't care at the expense of which their check comes.
See, and I don't like that. I don't like when people talk about the corporations and all these big companies, because you know what a company is? It's like a collection of people, and all of those people believe different things. Like, and all of those people are like on different areas of the spectrum of good and evil, right?
Yeah, but who's the one making the main calls? Who's the one's calling the shots? Like,
I mean, look, so to criticize like a big corporation and say like, oh my God, they're just so evil. Like, I don't know.
it's the same thing as with like the government. If you have a corrupt government, who is in charge of that?
And that's why I don't like I need to stop saying like, oh, you know, the government this and the system that, because it's all just like a bunch of different people like all like working together.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of different people, but who like has the most influence and power in the? It's like in our government, it would be like Congress, the president, and like the judicial system. Our three main branches. They have like, they are like the head monchos of those are like, just like the head monchos of that run our country and make decisions for us. So you can talk about like the country, and people know that you're not talking about like every little person in the government, because no, not every single person in government believes the same thing. That's why we don't all have the same beliefs. Like that's why there's different political parties and such. So with the corporations, it's the same thing. When I talk about corporations, I'm not talking about every single person who works under that corporation. I'm talking about the people who call the shots for those corporations, who basically state that like, who will do whatever it takes to get that little bit of coin.
I don't know. I guess I see what you're saying there, but I still think like it's too general of a statement to say like, oh man, like the government is just so evil and so against us, because there are like plenty of people in the government who are really legitimately fighting for the little guy and really legitimately like trying to make things fair, really legitimately trying to like take out this like, you know, like dominant force or whatever. But I don't know. Like I guess I see what you're saying. And I guess it's really just like an issue of semantics. But it's just something that I want to work on, where I'm not like tossing things just under an umbrella, because I don't know. But that's just not how I want to be, I guess. But I don't know. Did we finish talking about evil and chaos and cosmic forces? Because I was.
We done moved on, so I mean.
Well.
That was kind of under that.
But I don't know. Like, why did we even start talking about evil and stuff in the first place? What?
Maybe you're talking about.
Oh, it was because was it because I said I don't donate money or something?
Yeah, no.
So yeah, I don't give money because I feel like the cosmic sense of, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm like a linchpin in like the grand scheme of things, and like me doing that one good deed like threw things out of whack, like out of balance, and so that was like the universe like bringing it back in balance by taking the wheel from my vehicle.
Literally.
Like, so they're putting me in my place.
So don't you ever do that again? Don't you ever feed a hungry child?
But no, see, like, I don't know. I'm not really superstitious, like, but I am a little stitious. That's a stupid joke that I heard.
I guess stitious to me.
It's like, I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious.
Okay, get it.
See, but no, like, I don't give money just because I don't want to give money. But also that little thought in the back of my mind, like, you know, I like all the wheels being on my car. You know how that goes.
Why don't you donate money to me, and then
We'll see if your wheel falls off your car.
I'm not risking my wheels.
It's just me.
Like, you might be close enough to being a hungry child that
Yeah, but
that
I mean,
the devil
if you
won't
do
like
this
that.
and you go to the store and your wheel falls off, I mean, I'm close enough to come against you.
You gonna pay for my wheel?
I'm not gonna do all that. Cause
See,
I can't even
there we
feed
go.
I can't even feed the hungry child.
Right,
here,
like so.
No, I'm hungry
I'm
because
risking-
I can't eat.
I'm
'cause
risking
I got
my
my
wallet.
teeth out.
Oh well, I don't know. You're like almost not a child, so
So let me ask you. So how do y'all feel about monogamy?
monogamy.
In the sense that do you feel like men and women are meant to be with one man or woman, or do you feel like men or women are just supposed to roam the earth with their bodies?
I don't know. I feel like it depends on the
Yeah, it
person.
depends on who you are.
I mean, some people.
But some people believe just in general.
I feel
yes,
like
I mean-
people who believe things like that strictly. I don't know. Just say what you were gonna say because I was gonna say something that I don't know if I think that way or not. So.
Well, I was having a conversation, and this person told me that they felt as though men are not supposed to be tied down with just one woman. That they just are not supposed to be just committed to one woman. Maybe I don't know if it was just sexual or just in general or whatever. And he also told me that he was not the only person who just had this, but he was speaking with a friend of his who just happened to also mention the same thing. So that therefore, that's how.
Oh, that's why they're friends.
Y'all just expect too much. Y'all expect too much.
What you mean?
From men, you expect us to just be with one?
No.
woman?
I'm just saying, like. I don't know.
No, you just.
I need to think because I don't know. Some of y'all just really want to really want to dabble in just want a little bit of taste of everything. And sometimes you just
Instead of ordering a meal, they want to be at the buffet.
Hey, bro, ain't nothing wrong with the buffet.
no.
If you feeling like
You
a
just
buffet
said,
that
I'm
day,
trying to
then
help you. You said dabbling. I mean.
yeah, I don't know.
That's why I said give me a minute because I needed to.
Well, take your minute.
Well, I wasn't allowed to.
No, you started talking again.
You definitely did start talking
I was
again.
going to talk.
Yeah, so I think, I honestly think it just depends on the person because people are so different. And people try to liken us to animals. We are animals. Human beings are animals, yes, but we're like the most complicated animal. Like, the life experiences that you have will affect whether you're someone who is more monogamous or more polyamorous, right? Well, you can say what you want to say, and I'll finish what I say later.
I don't know, cause it's like the whole all men don't want to be tied down. I do.
I think that does depend on the person.
Also, my thing is yeah, you can say that, but once you get tied down, don't be using that as an excuse to go off and just dibble dabble into any little thing. No, because when you made that arrangement, that was a monogamous arrangement. You did not speak. You did not speak about not wanting to be tied down or not wanting to do that. If you don't want to be tied down, don't get into a relationship and then halfway through, after you done seen somebody walking down the street, be like, I ain't meant to be tied down, and then go off and do stuff, and then when you get caught out on it, be like, I'm not meant to be tied down. Because no, in that moment, you were meant to be tied down. You chose to be tied down, and you need to stay tied down unless you don't want to be tied down. Then you can untie yourself and go dibble dabble in whatever you want to.
But I feel like there's nothing wrong with polyamory. Like,
No, there's nothing wrong with polyamory. It's
so
just
long as
cheating.
I mean, yeah, so long as you know, everybody that you're messing with knows, right?
Yeah.
Like, so long as everybody's just on the same page. But because it's wrong for a man to go to a woman and be like, oh yeah, like I love you and I'm only being with you, and then for him to go off and then say the same thing to another woman.
And be like, it's not my fault, men ain't meant to be tied down.
I mean, but if a man is like, hey, like, you know, I'm just like a be with everybody kind of guy, like, are you okay with that? And she's like, oh yeah, like I'm cool with that, I'm that type of girl. And then, you know, they're gonna have like all their different people. For me, like that's not how I would want to live, but like I get it.
That reminded me of, I watched the episode of Red Table Talk where they had a polyamorous couple there. A husband and wife were married, and they brought in a girlfriend, and actually the woman was the one who actually worked with this girl, and I think she was one who approached this girl, and they're living happily ever after. Because, you know, everybody's in love with everybody there.
Because they made that agreement.
Yo, and you know what's awesome? Y'all all living in the same house and y'all all like paying bills.
Yeah.
Y'all living good.
Like that. That's just more money for everybody, man.
Yeah. I mean, but you know, that type of lifestyle is not for everybody. You have to be really secure in yourself. You the 3 of you or 4 of you or however many of you, you all have to be honest with one another. But that type of lifestyle's not for me. I'm not secure in myself, and I ain't trying to share. I'm just.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to do that. Just like, because first off, if there's like 2 dudes, it's never 2 dudes and a girl.
Never.
Never.
Right.
But so like, if there's 2 dudes, nah, I'm not cool with that. And then 2 girls, like, yo, I feel like I'm gonna have a hard enough time like giving my attention to one person.
Yeah.
Like there are just some people in my life that I just haven't talked to in forever, just because it's like doing other things. So for me to, I don't know, maintain a relationship with 2 people, that's twice as much work.
Yeah.
So
I don't think that's my lifestyle. I know that's not my lifestyle.
polyamory.
Yeah.
Don't knock it till you try it.
No, I'm gonna try it. Stay
No,
true
I
to
mean,
you.
I just don't think that like that would be good on my mental health sometimes. But like that's just like the type of person I am. Like that's just not me, you know. I like what you said. I struggle giving my attention to multiple different sources too at the same time, and like sometimes it can be really draining. And I haven't had a lot of experience in like being with people, you know, like I just haven't, because I'm only little really still, little and cute.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
But so like maybe it could change, and you know, like maybe one day I'm just hooked up in like a squad of people. Thanksgiving, it's like Thanksgiving is like a potluck. It's like you buy the turkey, I'm gonna buy the yams.
No, thank you. I'm good.
No, but like I don't know, just like where I am right now, I just don't think that that's the type of person I am. I think I'm meant to be tied down.
Literally?
And I don't see it as being tied down.
Hey,
like
there's nothing wrong with that. You know, hey.
I don't. Hey, that was.
It was adultish. My bad. You only little.
It's PG-13.
My bad.
Are we PG-13?
No, I doubt that.
I was gonna say we don't say no swear words. We were talking about balls earlier, but PG-13 you can get away with some swear words.
No one swears like that. Like I was saying, before I was really interrupted again, I don't see us being in a relationship as like tied down. Like, I just feel like you're connected to another person. And if you see it as being tied down, then like, maybe.
Get out.
Like, I don't know, buddy.
So the point that I was trying to make earlier was that I feel like whatever life experiences you have, like the things you've gone through, the things you've seen, that will influence whether you're more of a monogamous person and more of a polyamorous person, and that it's kind of a spectrum that you fall on, where most people just fall like one way or the other. Some people are like iffy, I guess. But you know, like to say like, oh, human beings like as a whole are just monogamous. I don't agree with that, because there are people that like getting peed on, you know? So it's like there are some people that are just different. And so you can't say a big old blanket statement, because, you know, like everybody likes different things. I don't like peas.
I like peas.
Yeah, I hate peas.
I
Man.
like
peas in my tuna casserole.
I used to hate that.
Oh, I like peas in the tuna
casserole.
So, you know, like people are different.
I feel like this. I feel like you need to go out there and sow your wild oats before you really become committed. So you should have some type of experience before you make such a decision.
Charlamagne the God says that too. He says you got to go through your hoe phase.
I kind of feel like I feel that way. I mean, I need you to safely go through your hoe phase, but go through your hoe phase nonetheless.
I mean, is that really necessary, do you think?
To go through your hoe phase?
I think it is for men.
No.
Because, I mean, I don't want a man who hasn't been through his whole phase get locked on with me and then decide, hey, I haven't been through my whole phase. No, you go through your whole phase, and then you hook up with the woman or man or whatever that you're supposed to be with.
Dog.
That's not cool.
Hold on.
Oh, so we're all free love until
bestiality is concerned, yeah.
Tell me when your dog gives consent.
Yeah, that's true.
Yo, I asked, he barked. What's up?
Yes, that is so disgusting.
You vile. You are vile.
But, yeah, I mean, I just feel like just in general, I feel like men and women both should, you know, experiment before they make a commitment. Because to me, I feel like after you make a commitment, that's not the time to start having second thoughts and start regretting things and, oh, I missed out on one. No, you should have did all that before you made a commitment.
Yo, that's why I think it's weird when people get married like right out of high school or like early 20s or whatever. I don't agree with that.
Some of those relationships work.
I mean, but like that's not for you.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Some of those relationships work.
Look, and yeah, I get it. It's not for me, but I feel like when you're so young, there's so much that you haven't experienced, like in relationships and in love. Like, you know, and if you find that one special person, I'm not saying like, oh, we'll just leave her and then go like, you know, sleep around and then like come back to her and then like maybe you'll really...
Well, there's some people in high school who's already been through their hoe phase.
I mean, and that's true, but I'm saying like people who get like when you're like 18, you're not even fully developed mentally yet. Like, so, you know, I don't know. I'm such a drastically different person than I was at 18.
It's because you have more life experiences.
I mean, yeah, and that's the thing. So it's like these two people like making this like permanent, or not, it should be permanent, but you know.
Right.
Like making a like supposed lifelong commitment when they're so young. That's to me that's the same as like a teenager getting a tattoo. To it, it's like, you know, like what do you know? Like what do you know about like life and about yourself to where you are ready to make this kind of commitment?
Yeah.
You know, like how do you know that this is really that important? Like because you don't know things. Like you know, you're just so inexperienced, and like this is coming from a place like of a person who is like inexperienced in life. Like I still feel like I don't know myself well enough yet, you know. Like, so I'm still trying to learn more about me. And that's why I feel this way, because it's like, you know, like I'm getting up there.
Do you know yourself? Do you know enough about you?
In what aspect?
I know.
I mean, I feel like I'm learning things regularly, but in what aspect?
I mean, and I feel like you should always be learning things regularly, even into like late adulthood. Because I feel like there's some old people, and I don't like old people. There are some old people who are just like, oh, I'm old, so like I'm not gonna change. Like this is me, and this is gonna be me until I die because I'm old. Like, and that's so stupid. They think like, oh, I'm too old to learn anything new, and I'm too old to be a better person.
I feel like it's just more of a, I'm just too stubborn. Not that I'm just too old. I just don't want, I want things my way. I've been doing it this way. I don't want to change. You need to adapt to me. I just feel like that's what it is.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that attitude. And I don't mess with people who have that attitude. So it's like, you know, I feel like my life philosophy that I've like come to understand is like being a person is all about like progress, right? It's all about just every day trying to be better than you were the day before. At whatever. It literally doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do, like whether it's like gardening or whether it's like working out or whether it's like anything, you know? Like there are people who are into calligraphy. Like it's writing. Like it's just like fancy writing. And to some people that's like an irrelevant skill, but to others that's like that's their passion. So like getting up and then trying to be better than you were the day before at whatever it is you want to do. I feel like that's what being a person is all about, you know? So, and I feel like people who don't have that mentality, people who are just so okay with being in their little rut, like, and so happy with just like, you know, staying the same until they die. I feel like people like that are sad. Not that they feel sad, but I feel like it's sad that they're in that situation to where they'll never see their full potential realized. So.
On that note.
Well,
So thank you for tuning in to We Talk. Try to have a conversation with your family. See if you can get on the same page.
If not the same page, at least the same chapter.
And if not the same chapter, be better than you were yesterday.
I agree.
I agree. Unless you're being better at being evil.
That's cool too, man. Hey,
No.
you can't knock somebody else's passion for real.